want to live where pickleball and golf are life? Then stay tuned. Hi, my name is Natalia Reinhardt, Realtor with eXp Realty on the Treasure Coast, and I talk about where to live, where to eat, and where to play. And if you are interested in the area and want to learn more, then subscribe. I post videos every week. Location. PGA Verano is in a prime location if you're a commuter. Why? It's right next to I-95. Easy access. And there are many commuters heading to West Palm Beach and whatnot. This is it, I-95. It also has plenty of opportunities for you to also get on the turnpike. So being off of I-95 and then off of Crosstown Parkway, you also have a smooth option to go from all the way on the west to the east side of Port St. Lucie. Very convenient. Now you do have a good area where there's a Publix and there's a gas station for now. One of the biggest perks that I'm going to tell you up front, PGA Verano in itself is great, and we're gonna discuss all the amenities, the features that it has. But the biggest feature is if you don't want to live in tradition, if you don't necessarily want to live in one of the HOA communities in tradition, but you want to have access to tradition and the shops, here is an option. You are 5 minutes away or less to get to tradition. It's a great place. PGA Verano is an all ages community. There are 3 parts to it, or I see it as 3 parts, okay? And I like to talk about the atmosphere and the vibe, and I feel like each one is different. So let me explain. The first half, when you enter, it's the oldest area, right? Where they first started construction. It has a classic Italian motif. It has more neutral colors, browns and taupes and whatnot, tile roofs, and lush greenery, mature trees. There's just a beautiful canopy of trees when you first drive in. I love it. It's one of my favorites, okay? There's sidewalks, there's ponds, and there's a true serene vibe happening, calm and sophisticated because of the classic style it has. Easy to walk your dog, easy to bike ride. It has golf cart road or space for you also. So very comfortable in the design itself from the very beginning. It just so happened to be a coinkydink where it's just heavy on retirees in that first part. It was just a coincidence. Sure enough, PGA Verano still decided to have a second part for an exclusive 55 plus community within the community, and it is gated. So now you have the second area, different vibe. It has an additional pool, only accessible to those residents, to the 55 plus, and it's called the quiet pool. And so naturally, what do you have? A more quiet and serene area. A little bit more grays are involved when it comes to the homes and the colors. Then you have the third part. So definitely across the bridge, okay? Because there is a nice, pretty drivable bridge to get to the newest phase or the third phase. And here you have a whole set of floor plans, different floor plans from the very first batch. And these floor plans are more modern, more open concept, and you'll see that there are a lot more grays happening. There's just less trees naturally because it's a newer area. And you'll find that it just so happens to be more growing families are moving into that third phase. And it's kind of exciting to have, okay, it's truly becoming an all ages community, and you'll find a mix of people. I always find that to be healthy. incredibly healthy just to have a good mix. So if you want your quiet area, then consider a resale at maybe the 55 plus community called Crestwind. If you like old Italian classic style motif, come to the very first part, the older area of homes, and you'll have a range of floor plans there. Open concept, modern look, then go to the back. Go to the newer models, new construction, okay? That is available for you. There's always warranties involved. It's great. It's always a great option. When it comes to the amenities, it is top notch. Not gonna kid with you there. Many other HOAs, they offer a resort style pool, cabana, and a fitness center. Very basic, maybe even a tennis court. This is upgraded by a lot. So it has the resort style pool. It has an indoor pool. It has a resistance pool. And then if you're in the Crestwind community, the 55 plus, you have your quiet pool. So that by itself, it blows most communities out of the water. Just forget it. Now let's add some more, because again, this is an all ages community. This is huge to have all these different extracurricular activities. So we've mentioned pickleball. Yes, it is one of the best locations to have pickleball in your daily life. They have 27 courts for pickleball. In 2020, they were known as they received the award for Pickleball Facility of the Year, because there's a such thing. One of those other perks is golf. Of course, right? PGA is in the name. However, you're not required to have a golf membership. That is optional. So although the community is a PGA community, it is not required, and it's easily accessible. So it's not inside the community, but you can easily get to it by golf cart. You can absolutely assume that this community has a gym, and it does. It has all the fitness standard machinery that you can think of in one building in Talavera at the social club. Then it has, and it also has those, rooms for yoga and aerobics, of course. Then it has the e-gym. Yes, the e-gym. Think about it. You get a nice fancy wristband and the equipment, right? You scan it and the equipment knows it's you. It sets up the equipment to your settings and then it keeps track of what you do. So you have this e-gym, this smart gym that can also be connected to your Fitbit. That's pretty cool. And yeah, it's just convenient. It's legitimately fun and cool. That's an extra perk that is not found as of this video in other communities. All ages communities. I have to emphasize this, okay? And of course, add on to all of that, you get art classes, cooking classes, shows and dinner shows. You have the ceramic classes. There's so many other social clubs too that you can join. Water aerobics they have. So pickleball and anything else that you might want to learn or do, they have it. They have special rooms for different activities, even pool or billiards, they have that room. You have a special meeting to host. They have different rooms that you can reserve and use. A lot of options are available when it comes to PGA Verano. And let's not forget the kids, because it is all ages. So you do have a playground, you have a basketball court, and I already mentioned the pools. So a lot of fun for all ages. You will also find the HOA includes lawn care, cable, internet. I think that's loaded. It's a robust HOA. And what I think is very well worth it. And so, what's the price? as of this video, you can imagine that it's always going to change, and my disclaimer is, I'm gonna give you a range just in case, because things change. So envision something around the 450s, 500s, around there. One of the other things I would love to bring up, pros and cons here, because I am transparent. I like it. I don't see why anyone wouldn't, but you do have an app where you can easily send your guests a QR code telling them, hey, you have this pass to go through the gate, without the guard having to call the person up or whatnot, or present even ID. You don't need to do that. As long as you receive that QR code from the homeowner in PGA, it'll be smooth process to get in. So I think that's a plus, don't you? In addition to guests, I want you to be very aware of some of the limitations, or I think they are limitations. Sign your guest in, wear a wristband, and you can only have up to 4 guests using the common areas. So the resort style pool or the barbecue, area, etc. Just 4. Of course, there are exceptions. If a family's coming and they're a family of 6 or whatnot with 4 kids, it's just something about talking it out. Nevertheless, you are limited, pretty much strictly enforced, to 4 adults. So not ideal. Considering that a lot of families, what they end up doing is getting their own pool to not have that restriction. So all these other pools are available pretty much just to work out and whatnot. But if you want your kids and their friends to hang out, then maybe you want to have a pool in your backyard. It's something to think about. Another negative that I like to point out, maybe you think it's a positive, one of the good things about PGA Verano being an HOA, there's uniformity, and yet there is still some uniqueness to each home. You won't see the exact same home next to each other. They're very conscious about mixing it up. However, you will see the homes are very close together. Extremely close together. So the lot sizes are not that large to begin with. Part of my experience, it doesn't matter what new construction builder you go to, I am telling you, always get a realtor to come with you from the very first visit. You cannot go on your own. If you want a realtor to represent you, to protect you, to deal with any of the problems that will arise, there will be something that needs to be taken care of. Always use a realtor, okay? But the big one, moving on from starting with a realtor, is at the end of the process, you want to be sure that you get an inspector, okay? Just because it's a new build doesn't mean it's perfect. People, come on. Make sure that you have, before the final inspection, get your own inspector in, and there is a process to get that done, and you have to get it done in advance. Just talk to them. You have to coordinate and get it done. Let's talk about homes and what you should be expecting more or less when it comes to the floor plans and the base price, etc. Homes range from 1,500 to over 3,000 square feet. You can easily get something that's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, maybe with a flex room, etc. Okay, and it goes up from there. PGA Verano has floor plans that are single story and 2-floor. The home price is one, the lot price is another. So be sure that you are adding the two, okay? Be sure that you do that. And you will find some of the lot prices to be something around 30,000 all the way to 80,000. It all really depends on whether you have a lake view or not, and the location will matter, will determine, and obviously the size of the lot on how much it will be. Be sure that you know about your upgrades. That's an additional cost, obviously. And yes, you should expect to do some type of upgrades. It's normal to do it. Some people say it's around 15 to 20% of the base price. I would just tell you, try to stick to your budget. Come with a budget before you even can explore the options. That's my advice. I'm more conscious about that. Focusing on new construction, again, this is the third half of the community, the newer part. There are tons of models. It is fun and overwhelming, and you will quickly forget after the fourth home, the fourth floor plan, what the other ones looked like and which one was your favorite. It can be honestly overwhelming. So be sure, first and foremost, that you go in with your realtor from the very beginning. The builder is responsible to pay for the realtor fees. Usually that is customary, and these particular builders do. So be sure that you always go in, call me if you need assistance. I can absolutely set up an appointment with you and go tour. I love it. I love it. I love it. So keep that in mind. But come prepared, because they have a ton of models, about 17 if I'm not mistaken. Okay, that's a lot. This is a community located in the red zone. So if you're looking for schools in St. Lucie County, you want to find one that meets your child's needs, then look in the description below. I will have the link to the school county site for you to look at schools in the red zone. Okay, just FYI, I find that to be important, right? So keep that in mind. As a wrap up, let's remind you of how the location is ideal for commuters, the access to tradition, and also St. Lucie West. I didn't mention that, but it's quick to get to St. Lucie West and the stores there. It also is away from the beach, so it's about 35 minutes away. If you are a beach lover, it's not that far. It's only 35 minutes away. You do have the gated community. You have all the features, resort style pool, you have an amazing gym, and all the different sorts of clubs and classes that they offer. They have low maintenance. It's a low maintenance community. So lawn care, internet, cable is all included in the HOA fees. I think it's an amazing location, whether you are retired or going to be, or if you have a growing family. You have the option of resale and of new construction. And so if you need any help buying or selling your home, please reach out to me. I will be honored to help you. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up. My name is Natalia Reinhardt, Realtor with eXp Realty, your host of the Treasure Coast, and I will see you around town.